Hello and good day, we're highly welcome for today's tutorial. On the board we have a question under the analytical petty cash book, and we are to solve this question together so you have a better understanding on how to tackle questions like this. Now, to have a better understanding about what I'm about to do now, I will advise you to visit our website and search for the blog titled Petty Cash Book. It will help you with the terminologies and other terms which you need to know in order to answer a question of this nature. So, Zobasoft Nigeria maintains its petty cash book in the Impress system with a float of 5,000 naira. The following transactions took place in February. Now, these are the transactions we have already. Now, the requirement says post the transaction into the petty cash book, analyzing it under the following headlines: transportation, postages, stationery, and office cleaning. Now, one of the challenges students have in solving questions under the petty cash book is to know the analysis columns or the column they need to open. Now, when we go back to this table as we have on the board, we have on our debit side date, particulars, folio, and receipts. That is where the debit side ends. Now, on the credit side, we have the date, particulars, the PV number, and the total. Now, what determines the remaining line will be based on the question. Let's go back to this question we have here. It says, analyzing it under the following headlines. Transportation. Now you can see transportation here. That is why we have a column for transportation. Postages, you can see postages. Stationery, we have stationery. And office cleaning, this is for office cleaning. Okay? But there is something else you need to know. In answering a question again under the petty cash book, read through the questions where you are asked to enter into the cash book. If you happen to see a name of someone, for instance, you have E.A. Adeboye or S. Ifeanyi and so on and so forth, what you have to do is to open two more columns. Now, after the office cleaning, which is the last one we have here, you will now have one more column which will be titled the ledger number and another column which will be titled the ledger account. Okay? So what you do there, when you come under the particulars, on the credit side, you write the name of that person, for example, E.A. Adeboye, then you go over to the person's transaction, the ledger account which you have opened, and you record the figure that you'll be given. So, in this question, we don't have a name of anyone written, so we'll go direct to answer this question. Now, we have a float of 5,000. Take note of that. We have a float of 5,000. This 5,000 naira float will be recorded on the debit side of the cash book. It will be recorded on the debit side of the cash book. To know the reason why it is done this way, please ensure you read that blog post on our website, helpingstudents.com.ng/petty-cash-book. Okay? So let's go on. What is the date? Since this is on February, it simply means we'll make use of the first date in February, which is the 1st of February. So date will be February 1. So we'll have February 1. Now we'll have what? Cash, right? And how much is the cash? The cash is what? 5,000 naira, which is the float, which will be recorded under the receipt section. So we have 5,000 naira. This is the float that was given, okay? So 5,000. And we are through with this particular transaction. So, coming to the expenses, all expenses will be recorded on the credit side. The only difference between the petty cash book and the 1, 2, or 3 column cash book is the fact that each or every of these expenses has its own column where the transactions will be recorded. Unlike the petty cash book, unlike the normal cash book that you will just post to the relevant place. So what we do now, February 2nd, we have express mail. So you come down to the dates. Remember, it's February, right? 2nd. So this is the 2nd of February. Express mail. So under the particulars, we'll write what? Express mail. Now the PV number will be 1. Total, how much do we have there as the cost? 200. So under the total, we have 200 here. Now, express mail. Does express mail has anything to do with transportation? No. What about postages? No. What about stationery? No. Office cleaning? No. So let's take a good look at it again. Express mail. Express mail has a relationship with postage. So under postages, we'll record what? 200, which is this particular money we have in the transaction. So for transportation, no entry. Stationery, no entry. Office cleaning, no entry. Okay? Now, once you are done with this, you move to the next one. The next question is what? On the 4th, it said stationery, 460. So you come over to the date, we have 4th. Particulars will be what? Stationery. Now, under the PV number, we write 2, because it is the second transaction we are recording, okay? Now, what is the total? 460. So, stationery, does it have anything with transportation? No. What about postages? No. Then this is the column for stationery, so we are going to record it here, 460. Under the office cleaning, no transaction. This is the way you take it bit by bit until you get to the last date of the month. So the third one is fuel. We have what? On the 6th of February. So we have 6th and we have fuel. PV number will be 3 because it is the third transaction we are recording under the credit side. So how much is it for fuel? 330. So total we have 330. Okay? Fuel. Does fuel has anything to do with transportation? Yes. So we record 330 here. Under postages, no entry. Stationery, no entry. Office cleaning, no entry. Now we have another date on the same 6th. 6th again, we have what? Transportation. So this is for transportation under the particulars. Our PV number is going to be 4. Why is it 4? Because it is the 4th transaction we are recording on this segment, okay? So, how much is it? 140. Transportation, so we'll record it here, 140. Postages, no. Stationery, no. Office cleaning, no. We are done with this. The next one says diesel for car, 420 naira on the 9th. So, February 9th, we have diesel. Diesel. So, PV number will be 5. Total, how much is the total for this diesel? 420. Transportation, yes. Diesel has a relationship with what? Transportation. So we have 420. Postages, no. Stationery, no. Office cleaning, no entry. Okay? We are done with this. Now on the same 9th, cleaning materials, 350. Cleaning materials. So we write the same 9th and we have what? Cleaning materials. Now, what do we have under our PV number? To be 6. Okay? 6. How much is the cleaning materials? 350. So the total we have 350. Transportation, no. Postages, no. Stationery, no. Office cleaning, yes. Remember, cleaning materials. So it has a relationship with office cleaning. We record 350 naira. I hope you understand the step. It is just a gradual step. You take it one after the other. One after the other. So we are done with 9th. The next one on the 10th. On the 10th, we'll have what? Transportation. Transportation. So this is for transportation. And how much is it under the transportation? 120. PV number will be 7 and the total will be 120. This is the column for transportation, so we have 120. Postages, no, no, and no. The next one, office envelopes, 90 naira. On the same date, we have 10. Then we have what? Office envelopes. Office envelopes. And how much is it? 90 naira, right? The PV number will be what? 8. Transportation, no entry. Postages, no entry. Stationery, yes. Stationery are used in the office, right? Office envelopes. So we record our 90 naira here, and here we have no transaction. Now we are done with 10th. We go over to the next one on the 15th, and it says office cleaning. So we have the 15th here, office cleaning. So the PV number will be what? 9. And how much is the total for the office cleaning? We have 450. 450. Okay? Now, transportation, no. Postages, no. Stationery, No, watch, office cleaning. So under the office cleaning, we'll record what? 450. Now we'll move over to the next one. On the 16th, it says local traveling, 950. So on the 16th, we have what? Local traveling. Local traveling. The PV number will be 10. Okay? How much is it? 950. Local traveling. Under transportation, yes. So we record 950. Transportation, local traveling, you can see they have a relationship, right? Yeah. So here, nothing, nothing, and nothing. So we'll move over to the next question. On the 18th, we have the 18th here. And the 18th says fuel. And how much is it? The PV number, it's 11. Fuel is what? 220 naira. So under the total, we have 220. Okay? Now, transportation, yes. Transportation and fuel, they have something in common. So we record 220. On this section, we have no transaction. I hope you understand these steps. Please try as much as you can to watch this video as many times as possible. If you're getting it twisted, you just drop a mail or you leave a comment below and we'll definitely help you out. So let's move over. We are done with fuel. And the last on the question is on the 24th, we have what? Postage stamps. We'll come under your dates again. We'll have 24th. Postage stamps. Postage stamps. The PV number will be 12. Why is it 12? It is the 12th transaction we are recording on the credit side. And how much is it? 300. This is the segment for the total. Everything we have here must first be recorded under the total before it goes into its different column. Okay? Take note of that. So postage stamps. Does postage stamps have any relationship with transportation? No. What about postages? Yes. So we have nothing here. Under postages, we have 300. Now, coming to this section, there is no entry. Okay? Now, when you take a look at everything, you can see that the whole transactions have been recorded on the credit side. Okay? Now, the next thing we do is to get the total. We are going to get the total. And a lot of students find it challenging to close this account. So I'm going to simplify it for you. Follow the processes now. The first thing you do is to get the total. And what you do, you rule. When you rule your line, okay, and you get the summation of everything under the transportation, the summation of the postages, summation of stationery, and the summation of the office cleaning. So this gives us 800. This gives us 550. This gives us 500. And this gives us 2,180. 2,180. Now, this is the total. We need to get the summation of everything, every figure we have under the total. And once we sum it up, it gives us 4,030. So we have 4,030. Now, there is something you need to take note of. Remember the first thing we did? We got the total of this, we got the total of this section, and so on and so forth until we get to the final total. Now, everything we have here, starting from the transportation to the office cleaning, once you sum this value, it must give you the same value which we have here. If it doesn't give you the same value, then you've made a mistake somewhere. So, let us go again. Everything we have here must give us this value. Everything here give us this value. So the next thing we'll do now, we'll now come over to the credits, to the debit side rather. Remember we have a float of 5,000. Now this float of 5,000 will come down here as our balance brought down. The float of 5,000 comes down as the balance brought down. Remember the first thing, you get the total. The next one, you bring your balance, your float, the cash, as the balance brought down. So what do we have now? Under here, we now have what? 5,000. Now, this 5,000 came all the way from this side, right? Now, coming to the last date of the month, remember this is February, and the last date in February is what? 28th. So we write what? February 28th. Now, this value which you have here represents what? Our balance CD. Okay? This is now our balance carried down, 5,000. Now, let us sum it up. To sum this up, it gives us what? 9,030. So we have 9,030. Okay? Now we are done with this. But remember, in accounting, both the debit side and the credit side must give you the same balance. So let's move over to the debit side. What do we do now? Take a look at this line where we ruled from, okay? You come over, you trace the same line down to this section. This is the line. You trace the same line to where you have your receipts and you rule. This is the closing value, right? We trace the same line again. Okay, now this value we have here, 9,030, will also be written down here. So we have what? 9,030. Okay, now 9,030 minus 5,000 gives us what? This same value we have here, which is 4,030. So we write 4,030. Okay, we write 4,030. Now the summation of these two values equals to 9,030, isn't it? So these two accounts are what? They are balanced. Now, what is our balance CD? Remember, our balance CD was 5,000. Now, this 5,000 we have here now comes down here as our what? Balance BD. Okay? So we have what? 5,000 here. And this 5,000 stands as our what? Our balance BD. Now, what is the first date in the next month? It is what? March 1st. So we have what? March 1st. So with this, you are done with this entry. Let me repeat it one more time, please. The first thing we do after the whole transaction is to get the summation, right? Remember, everything we had in this place gave us what? 800. These values gave us 550. This value gave us 500. And the summation of the transportation gave us 2,180. So 2,180 plus 500 plus 550 and plus 800 is equal to 4,030. The same thing happens when we sum everything we have here. It gives us 4,030. The next thing we did was to bring down our floats. We brought it here as our balance CD, which gave us 5,000, and the summation of both the balance CD and the total gave us 9,030. We now ensure that both the debit side and the credit side are balanced. This 4,030 is what comes down here, or you say 9,030 minus 5,000. It gives you 4,030 naira, okay? Now, below the summation, the total, you now bring down this 5,000, which we have as our balance CD here, and now becomes the opening balance what for the next month. Please, my good friends, if you have questions or you need clarification, you drop a comment below. If there is any topic on accounting you would like us to do a video for you on, you also drop a comment below and we'll definitely give you feedback. I also advise you to visit our website because I've written an article which you must read and you need to know under the Petty Cash Book. All you have to do is to visit our website, or you can see the link below. Visit it, read more on it, read extensively, and ensure you understand it. If you have questions, we are always there for you. Just drop a comment below. Thanks, and do have a wonderful day. And thank you for being a loyal subscriber. We wish you the best in all you do. Good luck.